Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here. And in this episode of 3D Printed Profits, I have Jason, who is coming in from, where are you coming from here, Jason?
Leeds in England.
Leeds. So he's coming from Leeds, and he also makes money, obviously, with 3D printing. We're going to go through how he started his business, how he grew, stuff like that, first clients, struggles, all that shenanigans. And as always, all his links are going to be in the description below if you're on YouTube. If you're on your favorite podcast player, it's going to be in the show notes. And again, as always, make sure you guys stay to the very, very end where I give you your own product idea so you can start your own 3D printing side business. Cool? So, Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So let's get started here, man. What's your background? What do you do?
Well, my background in hospitality originally. I work for coffee roasters, and I've got my main business is a mobile coffee van, which I drive around to businesses and sell coffee, as you do. But I've always made models, and I used to make your standard plastic styrene models, paint them and sell them on eBay, and did make them for other people. And so my nephew's girlfriend's dad reviews 3D printers. He's from Gloucester, and he reviews loads of different companies' printers, and managed to convince me to get my first 3D printer.
And what machine was that?
An Ender 3 V2.
Okay. So just very recently then?
That was probably about 6-7 months ago I got that.
Fairly recently.
Yeah, and I loved it. It was great, but I haven't got the patience to wait 3 days for something to print out. And so then I got a Mars 3, which I loved. And I printed little things on it, as you do. And then I went I found a Elegoo Saturn 2 for a good price, because the Saturn S, because the Saturn 2s are coming out in the UK, I think in the next couple of months. So the prices of the Saturn S are just ridiculous. You can pick them up for like £250. So I picked one up, started printing on it, put something on eBay, sold in 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Came back to me and said, have you got this? Have you got that? And I'm like, well, I can think about getting it. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll print a couple more things. So I ended up selling 36 items in total.
Wow.
On eBay in 3.5 weeks.
Wow. All right. So let's dive into that here a little bit. So first, what is it that you sell? What is it that you
I download the STLs from Patreon. I'm gonna get into Blender because that's my thing. I really want to learn to do it myself, but at the moment I don't have the time or the skills, and there are guys on Patreon just creating just phenomenal sculpts. Wicked 3D, B3D Zerk, Hex 3D, just do some phenomenal stuff.
So you're just is it just random items, or do you have like a niche?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sci-fi geek. I'm a Star Wars geek, and that's my thing. I grew up watching Star Wars, so like anything sort of like that. But I'm also really heavily into Marvel and DC, which I know you're supposed to pick one or the other, but I like both of them.
I like both.
Yeah, and so I started printing. I did a 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman, which was on B3D Zerk, I think, and it just went. £80 it sold for, just went. And that's what started me going. So then I was saying to people who were buying stuff, okay, if you're going to buy something else off me, what would it be? And they were saying, well, I'd really like this, or I'd really like that. So I'd put those on and do listings of groups of items, going sort of like a 3-day auction, a 5-day auction, a 7-day auction, so that I'm staggering things going out the door, so I'm not, 24 hours a day sat on my floor with piles of resin around me.
Sure.
And
do
so
you hand paint these yourself too?
Sorry?
Do you paint these yourself?
No, I have done, and I do it, but I do it for myself.
Got it.
What I'm doing at the moment is, the thought sort of came to me is, what sort of kits would I love to have that I could never normally get hold of?
Okay, so you sell the kits and they put it together themselves?
Yeah.
Okay,
put it together
all right.
themselves and paint it themselves. And
they're statues is what my guess here.
Statues and busts, dioramas.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will paint them. They can commission me to put them together and paint them for themselves. But I mean, I think it's half the fun is getting the kit and doing it yourself. It doesn't matter.
I agree.
Paint it. It
I
doesn't matter if
agree.
you paint it badly. You're not going to learn if you don't have a go at it.
Sure.
And so now I've got 10 or 11 repeat customers
That's awesome,
on
man.
the, it's
So,
just good
so how
fun.
much are you making a month on this now, profit wise?
Profit wise, so we did 1,795, I think it was. And obviously after eBay take their slot and you take out the resin and the power and the electricity, we're probably running at a profit margin. So I made quite a few mistakes. I started off printing the models in solid resin because I didn't realize you could hollow them out.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably made about £1,000 in that first month in profit. The rest of that went on eBay, resin, just wear and tear.
Sure.
I bought a couple of extra vats as well.
And that $1,000 a month, has that been consistent in the
It's
past?
getting more. In the last 2 weeks, we've done just under 1.7 in the last 2 weeks.
Nice, dude. That's amazing. Good job, man.
Hard work, but it is good fun.
It is. It's fun, hard work, and there's nothing better
Yeah,
than that, right?
yeah.
So tell me more about, because it sounds like you've only been printing for about 6 months, and it's phenomenal that you've made this much money, getting it all back. So once you got that money on your first sales, did you reinvest it back into the business or what?
Some of it, yeah, some of it. Bulk buying resin, because resin's not that expensive, but if you bulk buy, you're just saving a phenomenal amount of money.
Sure.
And it's easier than waiting for the Amazon delivery man to turn up every day. I'm about to invest in another printer. My only issue really in the UK is it's really hard to get the bigger printers. The Jupiter, Elegoo Jupiter, there's a couple on eBay, but they're like £2,000.
Yeah.
Whereas you can buy them direct from Elegoo for less than that, but it's the shipping and the time
It's
it
the
takes for
shipping
it
that
to come
gets you
here.
there, right?
Yeah. So I'm waiting for those to sort of start to show up more, but you can't even really get any cubic M3 Maxes. They tend to just show up as sold out everywhere. So the S is probably the biggest printer that you can readily get at the moment.
The Saturn.
So
The Saturn's probably
yeah,
the biggest you guys are going to get that there.
yeah, I think so. The
Unless you
two,
luck out and find a Jupiter somewhere.
well, there is a Jupiter in that a guy's got for sale, but again, he wants silly money for it, and it's one of
He's
those
got to
things
get
where
paid for
yes,
that shipping. He had to ship it
yeah,
out here. So
it's one of those things where yes, it'd be worth it to have that much bigger build volume rather than having multiple printers running. Plus, the load on each printer is phenomenal every time it's on. You've just got to weigh up. Would you be better off getting maybe another couple of Saturn S's, because they're going to drop to really low prices very, very quickly, especially when the 2 comes out. So I think even Elegoo is selling the Saturn S at the moment for like $300 and something,
I
which is just
gotcha.
insane.
So with your first clients, you just decided, hey, I'm going to post this up.
Yeah,
And what item was it again?
it was I think it was a 1978
It
Superman
was a
statue.
Superman, and within 10
Yeah,
minutes, it was gone.
gone. Yeah,
Was
the
it
guy
was it
did.
an auction? Did you have a buy now
Yeah,
price so that somebody can just buy it?
yeah. It was. I did a 1-day auction because I just wanted to see what would happen. And I thought I'll just stick it on for a day and see. And I didn't know how to price it up because I'd seen people on eBay pricing up resin statues at like £130, just the
Yeah.
unfinished kit. And I thought that's ridiculous prices. They're not going to sell many units of that. So I thought I'll put it on and see what
How
it
much
goes
did you
for.
put it on for?
I put it on for 50 because I was very naive and didn't realise how much resin I'd be using.
That's all right.
And it went for 80.
It went for 80. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure it didn't use more than, I don't know, half a bottle of resin.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
So it took what, $10 to make, and you made an 80.
Yeah,
You sold it for $80.
yeah.
That's a pretty damn good profit margin there, pal. That's pretty
It's not
good.
bad. Yeah, I mean, I was pleased with it. But then I got a little bit ahead of myself, so I've sort of pulled myself back a bit now. I'd listed too many things and sold too many things, and then had time management issues. So it's like,
so you're trying to keep
okay,
up.
yeah, I've printed all these things out now. Okay, now I've sold all these things. Now I've got to get them to the customer because everybody knew I was printing them.
So it's a good problem to have, but a problem
Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah. And then
it's a common thing amongst people who have 3D printers and have 3D
yeah,
printing business. It's a common thing.
I
I'm
can
on
imagine.
episode, I think you're episode 26, if I'm not mistaken. And it's pretty common with everybody that, hey,
Yeah.
I started this thing and it blew up beyond what I can do. Now I
Yeah.
have to reinvest money back. So congratulations there, Jason.
Yeah. I just want to keep it manageable. I've learned from having another business and all the things are going through COVID with a business that, you know, you drive into sites that don't have people in them anymore. So it's about consolidating your position before you expand, rather than just going, I can sell, if I could put 50 items on a week and they'd all sell. But the reality is that you can't do that consistently and not mess up. So you've got to control the volume so that you're giving that quality to each customer every time, and then grow it steadily when you've got the money to put back into printers to put.
Sure.
So like at the moment, we're converting our garage to be a print farm.
So after you sold Superman, what happened next? Like, how'd you get your next rush of clients? Is it all just eBay? Like eBay was like, oh, this guy's we like this guy. We're gonna give him more customers.
Pretty much. People were because I was really nervous about sending the first print out, because I didn't know when you do your first print that when you have supports, you get little marks on the back of the model from the supports sometimes. And I didn't realize they don't always fit together as nicely as they should fit together. Sometimes you've got to do a little bit of groundwork on them. So I was very nervous about the quality, and the guy came back to me and said, you know, it was amazing. I loved it. Outstanding quality. I want to buy this, this, and this. Can you get them for me? And I was like, yeah. And then I started printing out other things that I thought I would buy, and they were selling. And then I started getting some strange requests. There's some weird people on eBay. There's no doubt about it. Somebody contacted me and asked for, there's a company called VX Labs. I don't know if you know them. They do fantastic sculpts of Agent Carter from Captain America. Ray, I think it's Ray from Star Wars, things like that.
Is this going to be some X-rated stuff? Because it's a family-friendly show.
And no, it's not.
Okay.
But they do the standard model, and then they do variations which slowly get more and more, a little bit, you know,
risque.
niche.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, we're good. I get where you're going with it.
But I've sold 3 of those in a heartbeat. If I post them on eBay all day long, I'll sell them. And it's just, I don't do that. I don't feel comfortable. If somebody asks me for it and they're happy to provide the file and they've got permission to use the file, I'm good with that. But I don't want to make it something that I post up. Do you know what I mean?
So all you do is resin printing, right?
Yeah.
Resin printing.
I've got an FDM printer. I've got a Ender 5 Plus.
Okay. And what? So you mentioned you have a Saturn and a Mars. What resin are you using? What brand?
Well, I started out with Elegoo because I thought you best start with the manufacturer's resin. Then I moved to Anycubic. Then I tried their water washable, which I thought was amazing. I could literally hold the bill plate up and the resin would just fall off. I wouldn't, you know, it'd be clean. I wouldn't need to touch it. And now I've just moved to Sunlu. Which seems to be really good.
Sweet. So how many printers are you up to now? Do you have like a print farm now?
I've got 4 printers at the moment.
4 printers, and that's even at 4 printers, you're still underproducing?
Yeah. I mean, I could run them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I still wouldn't be able to keep up so that's why I'm pulling back a little bit and just saying to people, okay, I just need to get this out before I post anything else up. Because I had a guy yesterday message me saying, my mate wants Spider-Man. Can you do Spider-Man? Well, of course I can, but not for a week, because I need to get these things out first and make sure they're done right. So contact me on Monday or Tuesday next week and we can talk about it for you.
Awesome. Man, that's I was about to ask you what struggles you had when you first started, but the struggles you have can't keep up and you're making too much damn money.
Well, yeah, I'd like to think I'm making it. eBay takes a larger and larger portion every time. I don't know what's going on with them. It just seems to be insane, the fees that they take. And I looked at Etsy, but that seemed, from what I've seen, and I think I saw a podcast of yours where you said that Etsy's fees are
they're monstrous.
Yeah. So I think the next stage for me is Facebook. marketplace. Get a business page
Okay.
on Facebook and do it on there.
Well, maybe we'll get you in the coaching program. Maybe we can help you get to that next level and have things organized. But we'll talk about that offline. We'll talk about the Profits Business Course coaching. So, dude, what's working today in terms of marketing aside from eBay just pouring customers down your bucket?
Nothing really.
This is super exciting, Jason. Like, I'm so stoked for you, man.
It is exciting. It's really exciting, and it's like I'm really, really excited, but I'm trying to be really, really sort of level-headed about being excited, because it's like literally I could get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, start printing, and not finish until 7 o'clock in the morning, and I know I'd sell it because I know people are asking me for stuff. But it is really exciting, but it's just thinking carefully about how to go to the next step, not to put too much stuff on eBay, give myself problems, my rating goes down, people don't want to buy from me. Don't really want to go on Etsy. I don't see the point when there's Facebook.
And eBay's doing the same thing for you as Etsy.
Yeah.
So you don't find yourself getting burnt out at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but I quite like it. I mean, I only sleep maybe 3-4 hours a night anyway, so I may as well use the time.
That's a nap, bro.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I say, when you first messaged me on Facebook, you were one of the first people that I saw on Facebook, on YouTube for 3D printing. Your website was one of the first websites I went to. Uncle Jesse was another one that I saw. And it was you guys that got me thinking, all right, give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? You can waste a bottle of resin. So, I did give it a go, and this is where we are now.
Beautiful, man. So, dude, honestly, that's it for me. What's next for you? What's the future for the company, for the business?
I think Facebook is probably next.
When you say Facebook, define Facebook, like a Facebook page, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, a Facebook page for the business itself, because that's what people are asking me for. They're saying, do you have a business page on Facebook that we can go to and see the full catalogue of things that you can do? Because I suppose I'm a bit like everybody that gets into 3D printing. You suddenly collect 10,000 STLs and you just keep going, and it's like,
bro, it happens. It happens. I have my own hard drive of just that.
Yeah,
yeah, like an external hard drive, a terabyte of just files, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah, I mean, every sort of month when you get an email from the people that you support on Patreon, they go, "Oh, fantastic! Here comes your new models," and you download them straight away, and you're thinking, probably never going to print that. But yeah, so the next stage will be Facebook, because I think that's controllable for me. Stay on eBay, and then after that, it will be a full-on website for the company. I think probably in about 6 months' time, when I've got a little bit more skill and practice. And ultimately, I want to get into creating STL files. So I want to learn Blender and do it properly. I've tried Nomad. Yeah, I've tried Nomad Sculpt, and it's good, but it just blows my mind that you've got a vat of liquid, and out of that vat of liquid comes a solid structure. It blows my mind every time I do it.
Same. It's so magical, man. So, Jason, what is your number one tip for anyone who wants to start their own 3D printing business?
Learn how to change a FEP really quickly. Because I went through 3 packs of Elegoo FEP, so I went through 15 FEP sheets on one vat trying to replace it properly.
So an FEP sheet, you guys, is the sheet of plastic that is at the very bottom of a resin kind of reservoir for when you're printing. So that's what he's saying. It's really easy to do. It's not that bad.
It's not that easy to do. I still can't do it properly. I use lube, PTFE lube now on all my sheets. I
don't think it's that bad. Jason says it is.
Well, no, it isn't. It obviously isn't, because there are lots of people out there doing very well changing FEP sheets. I'm just not one of them. I've gone through every bottle top and every sort of tuning gizmo I can find, and it just seems to be my Achilles heel. But no, I mean, my tip is just that do it. Don't be frightened of the fact that it's resin. Don't get a silicon mat. That was the biggest biggest wow thing I ever did when I was like, oh, I can get a silicone mat and it'll sit under the printer and I'm not going to splash resin everywhere. This is amazing. Why didn't I think of this before? But it's just do it. It doesn't matter if it fails. I've had 2 fails on my printers and they were both my fault. One, I'd forgotten to put the screws in the vat to secure it to the printer. So the vat was just raising up with the build plate stuck to it. And the second one, I thought I'd be really clever and go and reduce the exposure time for my bottom layers.
Mm-hmm. So we'll get into those technicals a bit later, man. So okay. That's it for me, man. So I told everybody, if you guys stay to the very, very end, I'll give you your own product idea for your own 3D printing side business. And today's product idea is earrings. Just like Jason, you guys can use a resin printer. I suggest an Elegoo Mars because it's smaller and it's easy for you guys to use. And you guys can design earrings in Blender. And what you guys can do is you can go on Amazon, you can buy those earring backings and just glue it to that. And then that's it. And if you guys have, you know, those gold brushes and those gold paints or silver or whatever color you guys want, you guys can do that. And what you guys can do, you guys can even make, you know, your own versions of earrings. If you're a nerd, make little Yoshi earrings for if you're a video game nerd, whatever it is. You guys, you are only limited by your imagination for making these things. You really, really are. Like Jason, you're just saying, you're limited by your imagination. That's it. All right. So today's product idea is earrings. If you guys need help starting, building, and scaling your own 3D printing business, message me. We'll get you guys in a coaching program. We'll get you from start to finish and profitable. And it's only up to you. All right. So again, Jason, thanks for coming on the show, man. Really, really appreciate it. Amazing story.
Thank you.
I mean, that was fast for you to start printing. And within 6-7 months, you're at $1,700 a month profit. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you so much for being here. Again, you guys, peace out.